When I give you the letter, just hold on to it. You're welcome. You just keep that one. All right. Now, your assignment is to unscramble these letters and make it into a word. It's a 3-syllable word. So you got to work together in order to do this. Yeah, this group right here, 9 people. You got to work together to do this. Now, as a caregiver, you know that you have to work together with others in order to take good care of whoever you're taking care of, your loved one. And they're working together. They're fast learners. Some of the letters are a little backwards. Let's see if we can get the letters right. Turn correctly. We got C-A-R-R. Wonderful. Let's give them a hand. They worked together and they got it under control. Okay, let's spell the word with me. And the word is, of course, what class? Caregiver. So let's spell it together. C-A-R-E-G-I-V-E-R. Caregiver. A caregiver is a very, very special person because they are chosen by God to take care of that special, I like to say sheep this time. There's a Bible verse that's coming into my mind, and it says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Now, what verse, where is that from? You hear it all the time. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Where does that come from? Psalms, the 23rd Psalm. We usually say the 23rd Psalm, Psalms 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now look at this. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. How many words is that? 9. How many words does caregiver have? 9. Remember the number 9. Now, how many of you remember the fruit of the spirits? What are they? Anybody know what the fruit of the spirits are? Can you call them out? Okay. Self-control. Okay. Gentleness, goodness, faithfulness. Turn them so they can see. Goodness. This is right from the NIV. Because self-control, we know. We got kindness. We got patience. We have peace. We have love. And we have joy. Okay. So long-suffering would be patience. Okay, long-suffering would be patience. Now, remember the number 9. How many fruits of the Spirit are there? 9. Now, I got this just during our fast, our 40-day fast, during my time of meditating, this just came to me. Caregiver, and it has 9 words. I mean, 9, joy, love, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithful, gentleness, and self-control. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. As a caregiver, you will enact all of the fruits of the Spirit as you care for your loved one, every last one of them. But you might say, well, hey, I don't have them all. But whoever the Lord calls, because you're the called ones, He will equip. Now, I didn't think I would have them all either. And as you are attached to the vine, as my nephew said today, as you're attached to the vine, and we know that's Jesus Christ as God. As you're attached to the vine, He will give you the strength to have all of these. And of course, the person that you're caregiving for, you need to show all joy, love, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Because there will be times that you just think, oh, I just can't do it. But if you're attached to that branch and you use the fruit of the Spirit, you can. I grew up, as you heard before, I was the eldest of 6 children. The eldest of 6 children. Now, Mom was a stay-at-home mom. So she taught me how to be caring, how to be loving, how to be patient at times. She taught me kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control. Just by the way she took care of us. She loved us so much. And she was an only child, so we were really all that she had. So she put all of that into us. Plus, my mom and dad both, they were attached to the vine. They put those spiritual elements in us. And today, they still remain. Our parents are gone. We know where they are. But the elements of the fruits of the Spirit still with us. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. 9. What does a shepherd do? Tell me what a shepherd does. Anybody know? Come on, just raise your hand. Somebody said, that's what? They take care of the sheep. Now, in what ways do they take care of the sheep?
They protect.
They cannot take care of themselves. Generally, the people that we care for sometimes can't take care of themselves. So, if they can't take care of themselves, what do we have to do for them sometimes? How do we have to help them, or how do we have to aid them?
Make sure they rest.
Make sure they're rest. That's what the shepherd does for the sheep. What else do we have to make sure that they do? Make sure that they're nourished, they get food. What else does a shepherd do? Guide. Somebody say guide. Right thing. Guide, because as you are a caregiver, depending on how much care the person or your loved one needs, you have to guide them through things that before they needed no guidance. Anything else the shepherd does? They protect, because sometimes their memory sometimes may wane. That's my mom's memory. My mom had dementia. My husband had something called progressive nuclear palsy, which is a disease that affects your immune system and your equilibrium and just everything. He was a man that was active and a smart guy, and he studied the Word, and he ran and he swam and he ate the right things. He was a vegetarian, and he did all of those things. But during the end, he couldn't talk. He was on a feeding tube. He was on a catheter. I mean, he even played chess. He couldn't even do those strategic movements anymore. I had to take care of him. I was not prepared, but whom God calls, he equips. He will equip you to do it. And it wasn't, I took that vow seriously. In marriage, in sickness, and in health, until death do us part. I took it seriously. I was later on getting married, but I took my vows seriously. And little did I know that growing up, my mom showing us love and patience and kindness, all of the fruits of the Spirit, that I would have to use those fruits of the Spirit to care for my husband. And then Dad, during the time that my husband was sick, he came up with blood cancer. Well, I was in denial because I was taking care of my husband, loved my dad. I was a daddy's girl, loved him so much, but I was in denial. But the Lord sometimes has a way of making you deny things that's going to cause you to not have all the fruits of the Spirit for the one that you're caring for. And then when Dad died, Mom had dementia. So I immediately went from Dad died 6 months after my husband. And then I went from one caregiving assignment to another. Now, I was a teacher by trade. What do teachers do? They're caregivers. All of those, they are caregivers. So God prepared me as being the eldest of 6 children. I chose a profession that was caregiving. He had already planned a path for me to be a caregiver. And what am I doing now? I'm still caregiving because I love people. I'm back in the school system helping, volunteering, not getting paid financial gain for it, but getting paid through just the enjoyment and the love of children. Now, let's repeat, okay? Now, how many letters did caregiver have? 9. Let's count to 9 in Spanish. How many of you know Spanish? If you don't, just repeat after me. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Here's my student. Siete, ocho, nueve, 9. The letters in caregivers are 9. The fruit of the Spirit is 9. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That's a message to all caregivers. You do not have to want for anything because God is taking care of you. That's what that means. Sometimes we say scripture over and over again. We just kind of say it mindlessly. The Lord is my shepherd. And we talked about what a shepherd does. All the things he does, he takes care of you. He makes sure that you don't fall into danger. He guides you. He leads you. He clothes you. He gives you nourishment. He does all of those things. But watch this. The caregiver does the same thing. So, caregivers are chosen leaders. Chosen leaders. Think of yourself as being privileged and chosen by God to do that assignment. Because everybody can't be a caregiver. Everybody cannot be a caregiver. But those that are called by God, they exemplify the fruit of the Spirit. They exemplify being a good leader or shepherd. God is so good. And always take a little time to give him praise. During the time that I was caregiving, well, before I was caregiving, I didn't always do my little Bible study. I always didn't have my time with God. But as a caregiver, I learned to spend that special time with God. I learned to pray. I learned to read his word. I learned to trust him. I became a better representative of Christ because of that experience. So as you're going through it, yeah, sometimes it's going to be some difficult times, but you know who you have your faith and trust in. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. Little did I know that I'd be caregiving again, taking care of caregivers. All right, so God called me to do that. God has called any of you to be caregivers. And if you know a caregiver, give them a call. Write them a little letter. Send them a little gift. Anything to uplift them. Because sometimes caregiving can be kind of a lonely situation. And while I had brothers and sisters, that was not their calling to be the caregiver. They gave what God had asked them to give. I was chosen to be the full-time caregiver. And I accepted it as God's gift to me. Because had not given me that, I would not be the person that I am today. So, caregivers, you are God's chosen one. He loves you so very much. And as you take care of your loved ones, think about you being God's hands, his arms to show love, his mind that thinks for the person that you're giving for. God will never leave you, and he will never forsake you. If you agree with me, clap your hands. Stamp your feet and say amen.